problem with energy absorption is that you'll realize that it's happening when it's already affecting you, and sometimes you may not even realize it because it's coming like inseparable from your own energy. So most people walk around with a lot of tumultuous feelings or emotions, yet they're not really the cause. This is especially true for the empath, and the kind of empath that absorbs or matches energy, because empath can be attained from different perspectives, from the perspective of reason, from perspective of actually experience, which is what I'm talking about today. And on the same note, empathy is not just exposure to emotions, it's also exposure to spiritual attacks, in the sense of transfer of negative will or negative imaginations from in the same way that emotions can be transferred, so can imaginations, negative, not in the sense of transferring imaginations from your mind to my mind, but in terms of transferring negative prayers, negative wishes. Now, there was basically witchcraft. Empaths are more prone to witchcraft, especially witchcraft that can come in the form of using the mind of the attacker, the hypnosis kind of attacks. Empaths are very prone to it. Now, there's somebody who was talking some time ago about the visualization of the spiritual boundaries of an empath, the kind of empath that kind of absorbs emotions and experiences of the people around them. And he was saying this, and I think it's important to understand it so that one could arm themselves or understand themselves better and equip themselves in terms of realizing how you're interacting with people and taking steps to mitigate the negative effects. There are some positives, one being that you will also experience the positive emotions and the positive feelings of people around you, which is important, which is why it's important to surround yourself with people who are positive, people who are high vibrating, because you'll find that your moods swing high and low according to the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Your habits will change according to the people that you're surrounding yourself with, because the absorption comes like it's yours, and you'll find yourself acting out according to your emotions, while in fact you're just being or becoming the people who are around you. So this person, I think I saw it on YouTube, and it was the people with the gift of discernment of the energy or the spiritual energy that surrounds somebody who is an empath vis-a-vis somebody who is not. And he was saying something that struck a chord, and I think he was telling the truth, that for this kind of an empath, their spirit will not have boundaries, and this will be manifested in the form of weak boundaries, even in relationship with other people, unless they get trained to establish their own personal boundaries. An empath might allow people to violate their boundaries, and they may also have a hard time realizing when they're violating other people's boundaries. So he was saying this, that for an empath, for a normal person, their spirit will be defined. You'll see that their energy or the aura, according to his sight, because there are people with the gift of discernment that includes seeing the energy that's surrounding specific people. So he was saying that for empaths, their energy, which is basically just their spirit is energy, their energy will be undefined for empaths. It can be easily accessed and goes all over the place, can easily access into inside other people's boundaries. So that's I believe why it's easy for an empath to relate to the people around them in empathetically, in terms of feeling and in terms of sensing and becoming the energies that are surrounding them. Now, the disadvantage of this is that not all energies that may be around you are positive or are some could be hostile energy. So hence the draining and the inability of the empath to stay for so long in environments, especially where people are not having a positive aura to their presence. So you'll find that they will lose a lot of their field, their energetic field, because whenever they're in the presence of depravity, because the depravity basically, I mean the lack of uplifting energy, of positive energy, because in as much as people are maybe of all kinds of beings, sometimes negative, most people still need sustenance, the sustenance of positive energy. And some people's only source of energy is from other humans around them. And so if you're an empath around people who need energy from other people, it's easily grabbed. And the more the people, the worse it may become, and you might end up getting drained very fast. It's worse when the draining is happening with a lot of people. So this is why the empath suffers a lot when they spend a lot of time out of isolation. This also, hanging out in groups can also be positive if the ongoing activity is high energy, specifically high vibration. If it's in a place where there's encouragement, there's hope, there's joy, there's peace, people are not fighting, there's unity, this environment will be uplifting to the empath, as opposed to an environment where there's tension or stress or unexpressed anger or unexpressed oppression. This can drain the spirit of an empath to the extent of serious weakness, or even getting sick, because of the kind of energy that's drawing from the empath. how to stop, how to prevent absorption of energy. That's almost impossible for an empath because of the fact, the most important reason is that most of the time the empath will not realize that they're absorbing energy around them, because it will come as their own feelings, as their own emotions. They become part of the group, and they become one with the energy of the group and adopt to it as their energy. So they become the energy of the group. That's why it's hard to stop, because most of the time it takes time to realize, and sometimes even upon realizing, it's not that easy to, it's not something that you can just shut on and off at will. Though there are some techniques that you can use, and some of those techniques include purifying your own energy, because remember, you become your energy at any particular moment. You become your surrounding at any particular moment. So if you focus the cleansing on yourself and the kind of visualization that I was talking about, for example, if the energy that you're getting is anxiety, you can actually stop it, first of all, by realizing that you're absorbing your environment. And the most important way of realizing this is asking yourself, yes, I'm anxious, but for what? Why am I angry? Because if you look, many times you will find that you cannot pinpoint why you are angry, or why you are anxious, or why you're having this and that feeling, because it just came, and you're stuck with you're feeling that you're not quite sure, and that's the beginning of the resolution of the problem. Because if you realize that, then you can decide to switch, using the power of your imagination and the power of your mind, to switch to peace, or to visualize removing that negativity that is inside you at the moment. There is something that that people sometimes talk about, returning to center, return to sender. This may not work very well with emotions. Remember, as an empath, you will be absorbing from your environment. So chances are that if you visualize returning it back, or reflecting it back, you're only adding to the energy that is coming back to you. So chances are that you will just increase the intensity of the energy that's around your surrounding and that's coming in to you. So it's better to reserve the reflection to other forms of spiritual warfare, and let the dealing with auras or spiritual emotions be by transforming what's inside of you. Also, it may also work if you visualize a protective shield or a protective aura around you. Visualize that you're surrounded by or coated by a protective shield that cannot be penetrated by negative influences, and it will help, because some of this, if you read Ephesians chapter 6, one of the reasons for wearing the armor of righteousness is tearing down imaginations. And this is one of the ways that you tear down imaginations, by taking care of this kind of invasion of your aura that may not be beneficial to you. Remember, if you're In a positive environment, most likely you'll be getting positivity, and if you're in a negative environment, you'll be getting negativity. And sometimes you may not be even in the presence of the people that you're getting energy from. It may be from somebody that is a friend, person of authority, person who is your relative, somebody close to you, may actually affect your energy. And the concept is the same. Visualization of a protective aura surrounding you. Peace. Always work with these powers, because these are the powers of God, the powers of goodness. Peace, love, joy, goodness, godliness, holiness, righteousness, joy. Always visualize that the aura surrounding you is one of these good auras: peace, love, and visualize it dissipating the negativity.